Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate a powerful and transformative figure, the woman who walks alone. Now, let me make something clear. I'm not speaking of isolation, nor am I referring to someone who is simply without companionship. No, I'm talking about the woman who walks alone because she understands that true power comes from within. The woman who walks alone understands the essence of her being and has chosen to embrace her individuality without waiting for the world to validate her journey. The power of independence cannot be underestimated. There's a unique strength that comes from standing tall on your own, from making decisions based on your own beliefs, and from walking a path that may not be the same as anyone else's. The woman who walks alone does not seek approval from the crowd. She does not wait for others to tell her who she is or where she should go. She walks with confidence because she knows that her destiny is in her hands and no one else can define it for her. There's an incredible power in standing alone, in knowing that the road may not always be clear, but the courage to move forward is the compass that guides her. She doesn't need anyone to hold her hand because she's learned the art of holding herself up. But let's take it a step further. Walking alone is not about simply being by yourself. It's about self-discovery. The woman who walks alone knows that before she can truly connect with others, she must first understand who she is, what she stands for, and what drives her. She is not afraid of solitude, because solitude is where she discovers her true self. In silence, she hears her own voice clearly, and it is through this quiet that she uncovers the answers she has been seeking. She doesn't need validation from the outside world because she has learned to validate herself. Her worth is not tied to the opinions of others. She is comfortable in her own skin, unapologetically and fiercely herself. And in that she finds peace. But here's the thing, walking alone requires courage. It takes immense bravery to stand on your own when the world tells you that you need to follow the crowd, to fit in, to conform. The fear of loneliness, the fear of judgment, the fear of failure, these are the things that hold many people back. But the woman who walks alone is not ruled by fear. She knows that fear is the enemy of progress. She has chosen to rise above the fear of being alone and to embrace the journey that only she can walk. It is in this space, in this moment of solitude, that she finds the clarity and the strength to break free from the chains that once bound her. She understands that in breaking free from the expectations of others, she unlocks her greatest potential. The woman who walks alone is not afraid to step into the unknown because she knows that it is in the unknown that greatness is born. And finally, the woman who walks alone leaves a legacy. She is an inspiration to others, not because she followed the crowd, but because she dared to walk her own path. She becomes a beacon for others who have been afraid to walk alone, showing them that they too have the power to stand tall, to follow their own vision, and to create their own future. The woman who walks alone sets an example that the world desperately needs. She shows us that walking alone is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength, resilience, and faith in one's own journey. Her legacy is one of empowerment, reminding us all that the most powerful thing we can do is to believe in ourselves and trust that the path we are walking is the right one for us, no matter how different it may seem. So my friends, if you find yourself walking alone, don't be discouraged. Know that it is a powerful place to be. You are carving out your own destiny. You are shaping a future that only you can create. The woman who walks alone is not lost. She is on a journey that will inspire the world. Keep walking, because your walk has the power to change lives, to break barriers, and to lead the way for others who need to see what is possible when you have the courage to stand alone. The power of independence is a force that cannot be measured by anyone else's standards but your own. It's a force that runs deep within, a knowing that your worth, your purpose, and your journey are not dependent on the approval, validation, or expectations of others. Independence is not just about being physically alone, it's about standing in your own power, being fully aligned with who you are, and taking ownership of your destiny. It's about having the courage to make decisions based on your values and what feels right to you, even when the world around you tells you otherwise. True independence means trusting yourself. It means recognizing that you don't need permission to pursue your dreams, to follow your heart, or to walk the path that you know is meant for you. In a world that often tells us to follow the rules, to conform, to fit into boxes, independence is the audacity to break free from those chains. It's the refusal to let the limitations others place on you define who you can become. When you are independent, you are no longer shackled by the expectations of society, family, or even friends. You've decided that your life is yours to live, and you will live it on your own terms. It takes a special kind of strength to embrace independence because it's not always easy. There will be moments when you question yourself, when the fear of going against the grain creeps in, when the weight of being different feels heavy. But here's the truth, those moments are where your power lies. Every time you choose to walk alone, every time you stand firm in your own beliefs, you are carving out a space for yourself in the world. You are showing the universe that you are not afraid to take risks, to make mistakes, and to keep moving forward even when the road is uncertain. Independence doesn't mean doing everything by yourself. It means having the strength to ask for help when you need it. But it also means having the self-reliance to know that you are fully capable of handling what comes your way. It means not waiting for someone else to save you, to make the decisions for you, or to light the way. It's about becoming the leader of your own life, the one who makes decisions, faces challenges, and celebrates victories without looking to others to determine your success. It's the refusal to let the opinions of others determine your worth. This power of independence is liberating. When you choose independence, you unlock your ability to be authentic. No longer do you feel the need to dim your light to fit in. No longer do you silence your voice to please others. You are free to be unapologetically you. And in that freedom, you begin to tap into a power that allows you to take control of your future. You begin to believe in your vision without needing the approval of anyone else, because you know deep down that what's meant for you will find you. The world may try to tell you that you need to wait for the perfect moment, that you need to meet certain criteria, that you need others to support you first. But independence teaches you that you have everything you need within you right now to take the next step, to create the next chapter, to build your future. When you walk in the power of independence, you also unlock resilience. You begin to understand that failure is not a setback, but simply a lesson on the way to success. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. Independent people don't let the world knock them down and keep them down. They rise again and again with a stronger sense of self and a greater sense of purpose. They know that their path won't always be easy, but that doesn't stop them. They trust that each obstacle is just another opportunity to grow, another opportunity to prove to themselves that they are capable of facing whatever comes their way. So I say to you today, embrace the power of your independence. Walk boldly in it. Let it guide your decisions, your relationships, and your future. Don't be afraid to take up space, to stand tall, and to claim the life that is rightfully yours. Because when you tap into the power of independence, you tap into the power to shape your own story, to create your own success, and to be the person you were always meant to be. Your independence is the key that unlocks your greatest potential. Don't wait for someone else to hand it to you. Take it. It's yours. The value of self-discovery is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. It is a journey that only you can walk, a process that shapes who you are and who you are becoming. We live in a world that constantly tries to define us, to tell us who we should be, what we should want, how we should live. But true fulfillment doesn't come from external definitions. It comes from the deep and often quiet understanding of who you are, what you stand for, and what your purpose is in this life. Self-discovery begins with a willingness to look inward, to confront your own fears, desires, weaknesses, and strengths. It's about giving yourself permission to be vulnerable enough to ask, who am I really? It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, to let society and the expectations of others dictate the answers to that question. But when you embark on the journey of self-discovery, you stop searching for answers in the external world and start looking within. You become more interested in your own truth than in the stories others are telling you about yourself. When you begin to explore your true self, you free yourself from the burden of comparison. Too many people live their lives comparing themselves to others, feeling inadequate because they aren't measuring up to some outside standard. But when you discover who you truly are, you no longer need to compare. You realize that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's success or failures. Your journey is unique. Your gifts are unique. You don't have to be like anyone else. The most powerful thing you can do is to fully embrace who you are unapologetically and honor your uniqueness. Self-discovery also leads to clarity. When you understand who you are, you understand what you truly want, what you truly need, and what your purpose is. You stop chasing after things that don't align with your values and start focusing your energy on what truly matters. You stop wasting time on things and people that don't serve your higher purpose. You get clear on your goals, your vision, and the path you need to take to get there. The confusion that once clouded your vision begins to fade, replaced by the clarity of knowing exactly what you're here to do. This process isn't always easy. It requires courage to face yourself, to dig deep and to confront parts of you that may not be comfortable. But it is in these moments of discomfort that true growth happens. It's in these moments that you learn who you are at your core. It's when you push past your own limitations and confront your fears that you discover the immense strength that resides within you. Self-discovery is not always a smooth journey, but it is always worth it. Every obstacle you face, every challenge you overcome, adds a new layer to your understanding of yourself. With each step, you become more grounded, more confident, and more in touch with your true essence. And here's the beauty of it: self-discovery never ends. It's not a destination, but an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, so does your understanding of who you are. Life will present new challenges, new opportunities, and new lessons, and with each of these, you will have the chance to rediscover yourself in a deeper, more meaningful way. Your purpose may shift, your passions may evolve, and your vision may expand, but at the heart of it all, you will remain rooted in the understanding of who you truly are. And that foundation is the most powerful thing you can build your life upon. So I encourage you to take the time to explore who you are. Don't let the world define you. Don't let others tell you what you should want, who you should be, or how you should live. Take ownership of your own story. Walk your own path. The value of self-discovery lies in the fact that when you know who you truly are, you can live authentically. You can create a life that aligns with your deepest values and desires. You can step into your power unapologetically and become the person you were always meant to be. That is the true power of knowing yourself, and it's a power that no one can take away from you. The courage to break free is a force that lives deep inside every one of us, waiting for the right moment to rise to the surface. It is the type of courage that cannot be measured by what's easily seen, but by the quiet, relentless strength that drives you to step away from what is comfortable, familiar, and often what has held you back for far too long. It is the courage to say, I am no longer going to stay where I don't belong. I am no longer going to live according to someone else's idea of who I should be. It's the courage to shatter the chains that bind your mind, heart, and spirit, and to take that first step into the unknown, even when the world around you doubts you, even when your own fears try to keep you in place. This courage isn't something you find in a single moment. It's built over time through the trials, the disappointments, and the struggles that shape you. It is born from within when you realize that the life you've been living, the life everyone else expects of you, is no longer enough. You've outgrown it. You've outgrown the limitations others have placed on you. You've outgrown the narrow-minded expectations that tell you who you should love, where you should work, and how you should live. And you come to a point in your life where you realize in the depths of your soul that you must break free, not because you're running away, but because you're finally running towards your true self, towards the vision and the destiny you were always meant to fulfill. Breaking free is not easy. It's not supposed to be. The easy path would be to stay in the comfort zone, to keep doing what you've always done, to keep being who you've always been. The easy path would be to give in to the pressure of society's expectations and live in the safety of mediocrity. But greatness was never achieved by playing it safe. Success was never built by staying in a box, by staying within the lines that others have drawn for you. True greatness is achieved by having the courage to break free from those limitations, to break free from the doubt that holds you back, and to break free from the fear that tells you that you can't. When you decide to break free, you're not just choosing freedom, you're choosing to honor your potential. You're choosing to believe that the dreams and aspirations you carry in your heart are worth pursuing, even when the journey is uncertain, even when it's unclear if you will succeed. Breaking free means trusting yourself, believing in your own ability to create, to innovate, to push boundaries, and to step into your full potential. It means realizing that the life you want is not a distant dream that others have achieved, but a reality that can be yours if you're willing to fight for it. It's about choosing your own path, no matter how different, no matter how difficult. And here's the thing, breaking free isn't just about your personal freedom. It's about inspiring others to do the same. When you make the courageous decision to break free from the chains of limitation, you are giving others permission to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon. It becomes a light for those who are still in the darkness, wondering if they too can escape the box they've been placed in. You become proof that it is possible, that it is worth it. And that anyone, regardless of their background, their circumstances, or their past, can break free and live a life of purpose, power, and possibility. To break free means to walk away from the familiar, from what is safe and comfortable, and to step into your own truth. It means standing in the face of uncertainty and saying, I trust myself. I trust my journey. I trust that I am capable of greatness. And even when you feel scared, even when the doubts try to creep in, the courage to break free becomes stronger with every step. It becomes a force that propels you forward, because the fear that once paralyzed you begins to fade when you realize how much stronger you are than the obstacles in your path. So I challenge you today to embrace the courage to break free. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The time to break free is now. Take that first step. Walk away from the things that have been holding you back and walk toward the life you were meant to live. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. And when you break free, not only will you discover who you truly are, but you will give others the courage to break free as well, to step into the greatness they were always meant for. The world needs more of you, more of your power, your vision, your authenticity. So step out into the world and break free, because that is where your true journey begins. The legacy of a woman who walks alone is one that transcends time, one that echoes in the hearts of those who follow in her footsteps. This is not a legacy that comes from grand gestures or public accolades. No, this is a legacy that is born from the quiet strength, the unyielding determination, and the courage to carve out her own path. It's a legacy that speaks to the heart, not because of what was seen by the world, but because of the authenticity and the power that was felt by the soul. A woman who walks alone leaves an imprint on the world that cannot be erased, not because she sought to lead, but because she led by example, by living her truth and by doing it on her own terms. When a woman walks alone, she shows the world that independence is not a weakness but a strength. She proves that the courage to follow one's own vision, even when it's not understood by others, is what will ultimately bring the greatest rewards. The legacy she leaves behind is not written in the number of people who walk beside her, but in the number of people who were inspired to walk on their own, to step into their own power, and to trust in their own journey. The woman who walks alone teaches others that it is okay to stand apart from the crowd, that it is not only acceptable but essential to be true to oneself, to honor one's own voice, and to walk with the confidence that you are enough, just as you are. Her legacy is also one of resilience. She has faced adversity, as we all do, but what sets her apart is her unwavering determination to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks her down. The woman who walks alone doesn't let her setbacks define her. Instead, she lets them refine her. She uses each challenge, each hardship as a stepping stone toward greater strength and wisdom. She understands that the obstacles on her path are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth. Her legacy is not in her perfection, but in her perseverance, in her refusal to quit when things get tough. It is in her ability to keep going when the road is unclear, when the night seems darker than ever, knowing that the dawn is coming, and with it, a new chapter. This legacy is also one of empowerment. By walking alone, a woman teaches others that they too can walk their own path, even when it feels like no one is there to hold their hand. She shows them that self-reliance is not about pushing others away, but about recognizing the power that lies within. It is in the quiet confidence of knowing that you are your own greatest ally. The woman who walks alone doesn't wait for permission to pursue her dreams, to speak her truth, or to take up space in this world. She doesn't wait for someone to validate her worth, because she knows her worth is intrinsic. She empowers others to do the same, to trust in their own strength, to step into their own greatness, and to believe that they are worthy of everything they aspire to be. And above all, her legacy is one of transformation. The woman who walks alone is a force of change. She is not bound by society's expectations, nor is she swayed by the opinions of others. She is committed to evolving, to growing, and to becoming the best version of herself, no matter how long it takes. Her journey is not just about personal achievement. It is about breaking down the barriers that hold others back, about showing the world what's possible when you have the courage to choose your own path, even when it seems impossible. She transforms herself, and in doing so, she transforms those around her. Her legacy is one of progress, of showing others that it is possible to rise above circumstances, to redefine what success means, and to create a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. The woman who walks alone doesn't just leave behind memories, she leaves behind a movement. A movement that inspires others to walk their own paths, to trust in their own strength, and to live unapologetically. She may have walked alone, but in doing so, she paved the way for many others to follow, each person empowered to walk their own unique journey. Her legacy is not a story of isolation, but of connection, connecting with the truth of who we are, connecting with the power within, and ultimately connecting with the world in a way that is deep, authentic, and transformative. So when you walk alone, don't think of it as a lonely road. Think of it as a path that is uniquely yours, one that will leave a lasting imprint on this world. The legacy you create by embracing your independence, by staying resilient in the face of challenges, and by empowering others to do the same will live on far beyond your lifetime. Your walk is not just for you. It's for everyone who needs to see that it is possible to live boldly, to live authentically, and to live with the kind of courage that leaves a legacy that endures. The woman who walks alone is not alone at all. She is a beacon of strength, resilience, and transformation. Her journey, though solitary at times, is one that creates ripples across the world, inspiring others to find their own path, to trust their own strength, and to embrace the power of their individuality. Her legacy is not defined by what she has accomplished alone, but by the countless lives she has touched and the courage she has instilled in others to walk confidently in their own truth. So remember this: when you choose to walk alone, you are not just walking for yourself. You are paving the way for others, leaving a legacy that will endure long after your steps have faded into the distance. Keep walking with purpose, with pride, and with the knowledge that your path is one that will inspire generations to come.